Wonder why that color is so strange. Okay, anyhow. Ah, here we go. Huh. Okay. Okay, I could see me over here, but there we go. Okay, now. Hi, Amy. Should be able to see comments. There we go. Okay.
It's a pickle mask.
Ah, okay. Somebody from Brazil. Albany Neto. Yay.
Yay. Where is everybody?
Bom dia. From, yes, I knew that. Bom dia, I think. That's about the only thing I know in Portuguese.
Don't look at me, I don't know nothing.
One of these days, maybe I will learn Portuguese. That's as soon as I learn Hebrew, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think we're on. Great to be here, he says. I'm grateful that you're here.
Me too. I miss pickles.
You sound happy. Ah, you're originally from Australia. Well, welcome, mate. Welcome, Ellen. Okay, now I need to be able to turn the page, and here comes Tamara. Oopsie, come on. Hine matov. Hine matov umanayim, shevet kulanu yachad. Hine matov umanayim, shevet kulanu yachad. How about you guys? Can you hear me? Amy, can you hear me? Tamara, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
nice and loud.
Because my friend from Brazil can't hear. Hold on a second. Let me go and see if I can. I have to
I
stop
think
sharing.
he's on Zoom. I don't think he's on Zoom. I think he's on Facebook.
Right, but I have to fix something. So let's see what
Oh, okay.
going on. No?
What?
Okay. Seems to be working. I don't know why. Maybe it's on his end.
What?
And yes, he is on Facebook. Okay, he's gonna log off and come back on. Otherwise, wait a second. I'm gonna give him the Zoom invitation if I can. Try that. No, that's not right. That's wrong. Okay. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Okay. Darn it. Oh, hell. Hold on, everybody. I'm going to see if I can get this back. I don't know why that did that, but it did. Okay, now I've lost everybody but Zoom. Let's see. Okay. Now let's see if I can get the other thing back. Okay. This is delete that. And hi, Marvin. I have to unshare again in order to invitation. Darn it. Here we go. No, that's not it. Copy, invite link. Okay. Now let's see if I can do this. Why is it doing that?
Doing what? What did you do? Did you
Well, I'm
break
trying to
something?
copy the invitation to send to,
To Marvin?
well, to Marvin, to Albany.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. Can't you just like highlight it, click, copy, and paste
Hi,
it?
Albany. I got his Facebook.
Huh? How did you do that? I thought you were
I
on
have no idea how I did that. Uh,
I thought you were on Facebook. Yeah. Huh?
honestly, this is nuts. Everything was going really smooth. I'm sorry, I guess I can't do this. It's just, everything was going really smooth.
Is that Albert NATO? Albany NATO said, I can't hear you, but it's something on my side.
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
Mm.
So he was going to try and come back in. Anyhow, hi, Barbara.
Albany NATO said, I can't hear you, but it's something on my side. Yeah, I know, I saw that.
Okay, everybody, please mute again.
Try and come back in.
Everybody, please mute again. I'm going to go back to sharing. I don't know what else to do. Where the heck? Okay. Well, I hope he gets back in. That's fine. You're okay on Facebook, so it must have been something in Brazil. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Behold how good and pleasant it is when all of us dwell together in unity. The Baruch. Well, Barbara says I'm loud and clear, and Marvin says I'm loud and clear, so I'm loud and clear. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed. Praised be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. What I had going before was I was able to see everybody and the chat. And I don't care about me. Come on, everybody. There we are. Okay. Darn it, now I can't see anything. Figures. Your love has embraced us always. In wilderness and promised land, in good times and in bad, night and day, your Torah sustains us, reviving the spirit, delighting the heart, informing the soul, granting us, opening the eyes, granting us a glimpse of eternity. Because of your love, we shall embrace Torah night and day, in devotion and delight. Beloved are you, Adonai, whose Torah reflects your love. The Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Here, listen, Israel. Adonai is our God. Adonai is one. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם מזוזות ביתך uvisharecha. You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you on this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Leman tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kerushim le'elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiyot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy before your God. I, Adonai, am your God who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God. Adonai Elohechem emet. Adonai, our God, is true. Like you, Adonai, among all that is worshipped? Who is like you? Majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders. Oh God, you are a consolation to your creatures. For in moments of forgetting, we but call to mind your care, and we're comforted. When we hope no more, a pattern in the snow reminds us of your loving kindness. Your dawns give us confidence, and sleep is a friend. You are here. We fail words to say, Ma Tov. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace spreads over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Yitkeda v'yitkeda shemei Rabba, ve'alma divra kirutei ve'amlik makutei, be'kai yekonu v'yom ekonu v'chayei d'kol beit Yisrael, bagala bagala u'vizman kariv, v'meru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevarak le'olam ulal me'amaya yitbarak. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yipav yitromam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal. Shemet kudesha b'richu. Leila miko birkata v'shirata, tushmechata v'nekamata, damiran be'alma, dimeru Amen. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. Adonai sivatai tiftach, Ufi agid tehillatcha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Kasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Kastei Avot ve'Imahot, U'mevii Gula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah giboy le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol atah, Rav le'oshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mechalkel kaim bechesed, v'kayei hakol b'rakanim rabim, somek nofelim berofei kolim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayem emunato lishenei afar, v'kamocha b'gevurot, u'midom elach, melech memit u'mekayeh, u'matniach Yeshua. ונאמן אתה החיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. Please say a prayer of your own from your heart silently. Oh, say Shalom bimrovav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imeru amen. Yitkedav yitkedash shemei Rabbah, ve'almad yivrakirutei ve'yamlik malchutei, בחייכון ויומייכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפע ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו. לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותון ובותון דכל ישראל, קודם אבוהון דבשמיא, ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. Alrighty, you do a little Devar Torah and have a, whoops, hold on. If you could see my office right now, you can't because of, well, I have it set up in such a way that you can't see what I'm surrounded by. Boxes on this side, bags on this side. stuff that I have to put into a shelf that hasn't been cleared out yet. And anyhow. I'm reading from Exodus chapter 37, verse 17, and I will read down to to verse 19. That's not the whole aliyah, but close enough. It's about halfway through. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Vayas et hamenorah zahav tahor. Mikshasa et hamenorah perecha v'kana gevieha kaftoreha ufraheha mimena hayu veshisha kanim yotzim mitzideha shelosha kene menorah mitzida ha'echad ushelosha kene menorah mitzida hasheni shelosha geviim meshukadim bakane ha'echad kaftor vaferach ushlosha geviim meshukadim bekane echad kaftor zafarach ken lesher hakanim hayotzim min hamenorah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. This week's Torah portion is actually a double Torah portion. It talks about two of my favorite people, and one of my favorite subjects, the menorah. Obviously, since I said menorah, I don't know, about half a dozen times there. A team of, quote, wise-hearted artisans make the Mishkan and its furnishings, as detailed in the previous Torah readings of Terumah, Tetzaveh and Kitisa. 3 layers of roof coverings, 48 gold-plated wall panels, and 100 silver foundation sockets. The parochet, the veil that separates between the sanctuary's 2 chambers, and the masach, the screen that fronts it, the ark and its cover with the cherubim, the table and its showbread, the 7-branched menorah with its specially prepared oil, the golden altar and the incense burned on it, the anointing oil, the outdoor altar for burnt offerings and all its implements, the hangings, posts, and foundation sockets for the courtyard, and the basin and its pedestal made out of copper mirrors. Now the mirrors are an interesting subject, because the mirrors, there was a debate about whether or not to use those copper mirrors, because originally they had been used by women in Egypt, by the Jewish women in Egypt, to make themselves gorgeous for their husbands so that they could go out into the fields and have sex with them and make babies. So do we want to do something that is, suggestive of lust? Well, frankly, yes. Because what they did in making the babies is they created the tribes. They went out there and they had these babies, and and it was a good thing. So yes, the copper basins made of those copper mirrors were definitely something that God considered holy. I am increasingly amazed whenever we read the printed words of the Torah. And to be clear, it is not the words that I'm hearing that amaze me and fill me with awe and wonder. It's the words I don't hear. The Torah service, the holiest moment of the Shabbat day, the Jewish people are commanded to listen to the words being read. No interruptions, no extraneous conversations, no texting, no in the room. Just listening to the words being read from the Torah scroll. So what are we hearing? Specifically, what are we listening for? Bob won't go to the Saturday service because he doesn't understand it. And I understand his reasoning. Is it God's voice? Or just the person who's reading the words? Do we understand what we're listening to? I would say probably most of us don't read Hebrew, let alone understand what the words are relating. Sometimes even the person reading the words doesn't understand everything that he's reading to the congregation. So even when we follow along in the Chumash, the English words don't seem to make sense to us. They're ancient, it seems like. There's a lot of repetition. There are many words that even translated are unfamiliar to us. There are words that even when they are familiar words don't really mean that word at all. Torah is not easy. And when I said before, it's the words that I don't hear. Let me explain. I'm a woman. I study the Torah with a different perspective than a man would. For instance, the Torah talks about Aaron and the other attendants who assist him in the Mishkan. It does mention women in a kind of peripheral way. Women did work in the Mishkan, just not right inside with the priests. Bezalel and his workers did metal work, creating the couturants like the menorah and so forth. But the women freely took off their own gold and silver jewelry and their mirrors to be used for those items. The Torah states that women were skilled in spinning cloth, and they were given the task of creating the cloth hangings and the coverings for the Mishkan. When it states that women who were skilled in spinning cloth is pretty specific, right? Okay, but what it does not say is this. If there were women who were skilled in spinning cloth, then there were women who were skilled in doing other things, spinning a song, for instance. They were the musicians. There were Levite women who were musicians in the Mishkan. Over the centuries, the conventional jobs given to women was cooking, sewing, cleaning, having babies, etc. I don't buy that. Outside of the physical differences between men and women, our talents are not limited to catering to the whims of our husbands. I'm a singer. I play an instrument. I dance when I don't have sciatica. We were given the same freedoms to worship God when we were liberated from Egypt. Miriam, Deborah, Hannah Senesh, Golda Meir, Sally Pricant, Debbie Friedman, every woman who stood up and said, I stood at Mount Sinai. I helped build the Mishkan in the wilderness. I helped build the Beit HaMikdash. I helped build Israel. Right there in the Torah. But it isn't what you hear. It's what you don't hear that shouts to you.
That was beautiful, Rabbi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ellen.
Ditto.
Okay, the Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתקבים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Ours is the duty to praise the all-sovereign, to honor the artist of creation who made us unique in the human family with a destiny all our own. For this we bend our knees and bow with gratitude before the sovereign Almighty, monarch of all, the wellspring of holiness and blessing. On that day, the eternal shall be one, and God's name shall be one. The prayer on behalf of the sick. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. I am saying a prayer today for Becca Pava, Rabbi Chaplain Mark Getman, Hannah Bat Sarah, Tiger Woods, Edwin Perez, John Saul, Becky and her mom Dawn, Jared Hamilton, Amy's friend Janice, Laura Burks, Rachel Green, Brenda Morgan, Ziona and Chava Bat Elsa, Yosef Ben Albert, Rav Galit Shira Bat Sarah, Shiron Ben Sarah, Menachem Ben Menashe, Ada Bat Chaya, Batia Malka Bat Perel Chaya, Roland and Judy Hansen, Shendel Bat Sharon, Chana Bat Shendel. All the COVID-19 victims, all the Capitol Police officers who were injured in the January 6th riot. And if you guys in Zoom would like to unmute and tell me your names.
Kelsey Bat Karen. And I wanted to say that my brother got his first COVID shot recently, and he's hopefully getting his second one on Saturday. And my elderly Aunt Pearl also got her first COVID shot and is scheduled for her second one next week. And I can't think of anyone else. Oh, Jane Miller.
Okay. Beth?
Thank you. I think you covered it.
Okay. Are you okay? I saw something in the message.
I'm okay now. Thanks.
Okay. Amy?
No, just my usual. And you and silly, crazy Mr. Bob. And gonna get rid of whatever I got.
Okay.
Tired of going in the back.
Bob has what you have, by the way.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, Tamara?
Jack Melman, Jenny Frost, Selena Jewell.
Oh, I'm sorry, I accidentally muted you.
Okay. Okay. Should I start again, or should I?
Yeah,
just...
please.
Okay. All right. Jack Melman, Jenny Frost. Oh God. Baby Lydia. Dana Glassman Milstein. Oh boy. Who should I have it for myself? Lord. I can't think of anybody else right now. I know there's others, but I can't remember anything.
Okay, I wanted to include a guy I saw in the news this morning. He lives here in California. He's one of the long haulers, they call them, with the COVID. He was on the Diamond Princess. And he's got neuropathy on his feet. He can't use his hands. I think he says he has one finger that still works. It's horrible. And Marvin is praying for Francis Johnson and Harold Roger Goodwill. Okay. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say, Amen.
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 Thank you. Wait a minute. Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage Baruch atah Adonai Orofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals the sick. Let's see, wait a minute. And the Mourner's Kaddish. And again, if you'd like to unmute.
Oh,
My names include Eliyahu Handley, Vernon Jordan, Officer Brian D. Sicknick, the 2 Capitol Police officers who killed themselves. I'm going to say Kaddish for a great uncle that I didn't know about, who killed himself in Manila in 1924. His name was Isham Popejoy. All the COVID-19 victims, all the victims of racial injustice.
May I, Rabbi?
Ellen, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Selma Bat Haida, that's my aunt. Shirley Nober, my nephew's mother-in-law. All those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And
way to go.
Yes.
Okay, Beth.
Well, I don't know if it's appropriate, but I had a doctor I loved for my whole life who I learned that passed away last year. Am I allowed to say a Kaddish for him?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So his name is Harry Spira.
Okay.
Besides
That's a
Sally
good
Kelly.
name. That's an interesting name.
What, Spira?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
There's
he was famous.
The trope that I use that when I read from the Torah was composed by, or it was, I think you can't really say composed. It was handed down generation to generation, but nevertheless, they attribute that particular trope to a rabbi or a cantor named Spiro.
Oh, that's interesting. Look him up.
Ziona?
Now I have performance anxiety. I wanted to say,
You're giving me giggles for some reason.
my mother-in-law, Catherine Batluli, her funeral is finally next week, finally.
Okay.
And I have the names of those 2 officers that killed themselves, if you wanted me to say those names. Officer Jeffrey Smith and Officer Howard Liebengood.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Amy?
Isaiah Dopier, Mayor Ben Klika, Aziza the Giraffe, Beverly Fletcher, Beverly Ianson, Kat and Wayne Bragg, on Peter Corey and Charles Taylor Jr. And I guess my uncle who I miss so well.
Okay. Tamara?
My mother, Pearl Blecker, my father, Harry Blecker, my aunt Frida, Melman Claymeyer, and all my uncles on my mother's side and all my family on my father's side, my cousin Sandra, let's see, all my friends who passed away, Kenny, Kathy Jewell, Shirley, a long time ago, name was Shirley. Oh, well, anyway,
Marvin put
and that's it for now.
Okay.
Marvin put some names.
Yes, I know.
Is
Marvin's mother Adelaide Gruber,
Yeah.
Ted Wilcox, and Richard Orr.
Yeah. Okay.
I've managed to fix it so that I can see the chat over there. So thank you. I'm glad you guys are on top of things. All right, please join me in the Mourner's Kaddish.
Okay.
Yit Gadal, Yit Gadash, Shmei Rabba, Be'alma Diavad Yifuteh, Be'amlich Malchuteh, B'chayei Chol Yom B'chayei Kol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala B'zman Amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba, Be'alam Olamei Almaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar 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 Le'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechmata La'amiram Be'alam V'imru Amen. Yehei Shalom Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu V'kol Yisrael Amen.
Amen.
O say Shalom
Shalom.
B'Yisrael Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Amen.
Amen.
Oh my God, I'm so out of sync. I totally was messing up.
No, I love it.
I was like, you know, which direction to listen to.
I love the sound. I really do. I love hearing all of you. Shelo yigaber leolam, hachol v'hayam, rish urush shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tfilat ha'adam, hachol v'hayam, rish urush shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tfilat ha'adam. Oh Lord, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart. Ziona, the poem was written by Hannah Senesh, and David Zahavi put it to music. He's done that for a few of her poems, and it's one of my favorites. I had a rabbi that practically every service he said, "Oh, please do that." Anyhow, Shabbat Shalom if I don't see you guys tomorrow, and Shalom, Laila Tov, Erev Tov. I love all of you. Thank you for being in Sim Shalom. Thank you for joining us today. And
Daraba.
oh, you're Bivakisha. And I hope I see you tomorrow and Saturday. And say Chazak, Chazak. Bye.